With new student officials being elected next Tuesday, current Purdue Student Government President Brad Krites is nearing the end of his term. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Mr. Krites about his tenure as president.
What do you think, looking back on this year as a whole? What are your impressions of your term? What did you get done that you were excited to get done, and what didn't you get done that maybe you wish you could have?
I'm very pleased with the end of your term. You know, it's one of those things where you take over in the spring and you think to yourself, I have a full year to do everything that I set out to do. And now the following spring you say, where did that year go? I think that we were very pleased with having kind of shifted the organization from more of a programming focus to more of a policy-making focus. And actually, if you recall, the president, when she last joined us at our Student Senate meeting, said that her and other university officials were talking and really mentioned that they thought that that was the way that student government could best serve the students, and really applauded the organization for their work in that this year. So that includes accomplishments of revising the Student Honor Code, of amending the university's non-discrimination policy, of passing a formal student bereavement policy, and then finally the pending Purdue Cares medical amnesty policy. So to have 4 or 5 really large-scale policy initiatives was at times a daunting task, but I would say that those are what I would consider my major accomplishments. In terms of what I was not able to accomplish, I would say that there are some of my platform points, and hopefully we can talk a little bit more in detail, that because of timing or because of resources, the process was able to start this year, but it will require another strong student advocate to kind of pick up where we left off and take over next year. So some of these might include the online event planning form, travel planning form. It might include the modernization of the Boiler Express accounts to have online banking capabilities. Those are 2 things that unfortunately won't be completed by the end of my term, but I think that we've laid some really good groundwork, and that whoever takes over the organization will hopefully be able to build upon that. I think it's because a lot of students don't realize the behind closed doors meetings that we have all year on their behalf. And so you have 25 really elected student officials and a group of 120 who try to represent the voice of 31,000 every day. And so it's a shame that some students don't take that more seriously than they do.
What was the crux of your campaign, and how far did you make inroads into getting that accomplished?
I think last year, and I would say to be fair, that both tickets really had a strong focus on redefining the role of student government on campus, and really limiting the platform or limiting the focus or the crux of our mission to things that were either accomplishable or things that we could get really far on in a 1-year term. But we tried to shift the focus to what can we do in 1 year, and what groundwork can we lay in 1 year. And so I think that has been pretty successful. There were some long-term projects that we looked at, like relocating the Hicks repository to create some more space in the heart of campus, and we're pleased to know that that's in the 5 to 10 year capital plan. We looked at the Engineers for a Sustainable World and looking at sustainability of the RSC, and that was not a 1-year project, but we've been able to have really good conversations and get to a point where I felt comfortable with having at least satisfied the conversation and what we set out to do.